Kentucky, the KFC Young Center. Normally the home of the Louisville Cardinals. This year home to the South Regional Semifinal. It's the Sweet 16. The Oregon Ducks, the 12th seed, and the top-seeded Virginia Cavaliers. The winner will match up against the Purdue Boilermakers, who took down Tennessee in an overtime thriller just a moment ago. Hi, everybody. We welcome you from Louisville. Great to have you with us. Brian Anderson along with Chris Weber. Ellie LaForce is our reporter. We'll hear from her in just a moment. So let's jump into Oregon now. This is a hot team, 10 straight wins, and the guy that makes it all go is Peyton Pritchard.
Oh, well, you have to love Pritchard. I mean, he was a freshman starter in the Final Four for this team. And when you talk about his game, he's a true playmaker. He has handles. He can hit the jumper. He can finish, but he pushes into after makes. He can go one-on-one with you. He can get in the pick and roll. He can shoot off the dribble or off the catch. He can do it all. He's a great passer, and I like him. He talks a little trash.
He does talk a little trash, and you think about all the high seeds that are left in this tournament, and they're the outlier, the Oregon Ducks. The team that is supposed to be here, wanted to be here, the Virginia Cavaliers, and they do it with defense, the top seed and the #2 overall seed in this tournament.
Yeah, they do it with defense, and look for them to try to take the ball out of Pritchard's hand tonight. Anytime you have DeAndre Hunter, the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, you're going to do it. But this team, they're not going to beat themselves. They're going to zone, man, amoeba. They also trap, but they trust each other so they can hard hedge and help and recover. And when you have committed the second fewest turnovers in the league, that's a deadly combination.
Starting five, Dana Altman has Peyton Pritchard, Francis Okoro, Lewis King, the freshman, Paul White, and Kenny Wooten. It's Kihei Clark, Ty Jerome, DeAndre Hunter, Kyle Guy, the sharpshooter, and Mamadi Diakite rounding out the starting five for the top-seeded Cavaliers. Sweet 16, Elite Eight ticket to be punched, and a matchup with the Purdue Boilermakers. Diakite and Kenny Wooten will jump it. Lamar Simpson will put it in the air. It is Virginia ball, and away we go here from Louisville, Kentucky. Oregon just surging into this tournament. They had to win the Pac-12 tournament to make it into the NCAA tournament. They did beat Washington, and they've won the first two games handily to arrive here. They beat Wisconsin in their round one matchup, beat them by 18, and then had a 19-point win against UC Irvine. Inside, Diakite, and he is surrounded. And it's one and done. First possession for Virginia. We talk about the Virginia defense, Chris. The Oregon defense is a major factor and a major reason why they have arrived here to the Sweet 16.
Well, definitely. It's going to be a clinic in offensive execution. Just right on time. King knocks it down from a great pass from Pritchard. But both of these teams already, you see Oregon in the press, not to slow down Virginia, who doesn't play at the fastest of paces, but more so to take away options once they do set up in the half-court set.
Virginia will work the clock on offense and make you play a full possession of D. Premium execution is the calling card for Tony Bennett's Cavaliers. Kyle Guy, he has really struggled in this tournament, and that's a good sign for him early. The sharpshooter on a turnaround sees one go through the net in his first try.
It is. You like seeing that shot, but that's not a great shot for Virginia to take the shot clock that deep and then to get a turnaround jump shot inside. If you're an Oregon fan, you're happy, and you're going to make them shoot more of those and say, hey, just make some tough shots over us.
Oregon in their 16th NCAA tournament, 6th Sweet 16, and how about 3 Sweet 16s in the last 4 years? And as Chris mentioned, a Final Four team just 2 years ago. They lost to North Carolina, the eventual champion. Virginia got a scare in round one. They were down 14 in the first half to Gardner-Webb, but they settled in. DeAndre Hunter went for 23. Diakite had 17. Got a foul on Oregon. Kyle Guy hits his first jumper. Kyle Guy averaging 15+ points per game. He is a lights-out three-point shooter at 44% this year. Led the ACC, but his three-point shooting has been a miss in this tournament. Matter of fact, he is 2 for 21 in his career behind the arc in the NCAA tournament.
Saw that shot right there by Clark. Oregon The Ducks are going to make sure that Clark is the guy. He's the designated guy that they want to put the pressure on to make shots while they deny Guy and others.
Here is Hunter, and he knocks one down. A Wooden Award finalist, first team all ACC, DeAndre Hunter, the sophomore out of Philadelphia. Oregon had a lineup change in February. They are without their star Bol Bol, who is probably headed for the next level. He played just 9 games for them. They had a complete overhaul. They had a number of other injuries as well to some of their star players, including Kenny Wooten. But they have been able to rally and find themselves with another chance to advance to the Elite Eight. Ty Jerome for 3.
That bucket came because right now Oregon decided to switch. Hunter had Pritchard in the post. The double team had to come. Great play by Hunter to kick it out to the wide open man.
Here's King at 6'9". McDonald's All-American. Now Pritchard for 3. No. And Guy rips down the rebound.
And yeah, don't adjust your TV sets. That's Pritchard's range right there. Almost out of bounds, deep by the hash mark. He can let it fly from anywhere.
Virginia can certainly be bothered by the 3 as Hunter laces one up. Diakite saves it, but out of bounds. And it'll be Oregon ball. Mamadi Diakite gets to start once again. Jack Salt had been in that starting lineup most of the year. As you look at Dana Altman, what a career he's put together at Oregon. 16 years at Creighton, now year number 9 with the Ducks. 6th time he's been to the NCAA tournament with Oregon. And he's sitting on 235 wins. He has tied Ernie Kent, whom he replaced as the head man in Eugene. A win tonight, and he would stand alone as the winningest coach in Ducks program history.
Another ball handler on the floor, and Richardson. Okoro goes to the bench. Coach feels that he needs a little more ball movement already this early in the game.
Wooten sets a screen, and a hot pass with 2 on the shot clock. Virginia just stifles you defensively. Jack Salt gives it up. Kyle Guy. Boy, his 3-point shooting. You got to figure it's in his head a little bit. This guy is never afraid to let it fire. He was terrific in the ACC tournament. Pritchard. With Hunter on him now. Now Richardson. First row on the floor for the freshman from Georgia. Shot clock gets deep again. There's Jerome with a steal. There's just no outlets.
Yep, great double team that time by Virginia. They're going to make you think it's an open lane.
In the corner, Guy. Another one misses. Virginia's very comfortable in this building. Of course, in the ACC playing Louisville, but Kyle Guy has missed 10 consecutive threes in this building when you go back into the ACC regular schedule. Don't know if that is a factor or not. Something about these rims.
I would say for a shooter like Guy, if I was his teammate, I would be happy because I know he can't miss 11, and I would tell him keep shooting.
How about that stroke? Clean look for Jerome. A long 3. It's right on line. In and out. Pritchard on the attack. And Pritchard in transition comes up short. Salt with the board. Clark turns it over. Good hands by Paul White. Now Pritchard on the drive. And runs into a wall inside. He is fouled.
I'll tell you what, Pritchard, one of the most exciting players in the league. He has to come out the game. Got to see what's wrong with him. We'll be back.
Welcome back to Louisville, where Virginia leads Oregon 7-3. Last year, UMBC upset Virginia, making history. First time a 16 seed upset a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. Some would say that's an old story, but the truth is Virginia still talks about this almost every single game with their team. In fact, Tony Bennett told us that after the team beat Oklahoma last weekend, he walked into the locker room with a stuffed animal monkey tied around his neck, and he said, guys, let's tear this off. The monkey off the back finally happened. They advanced to the Sweet 16. They threw that monkey away. Apparently they revived it, and it's now made its way to the coaching offices. But he talks to his team about having trembling courage, and I thought that was really cool, you guys, because he said, honestly, we were all trembling before that first tournament game this year. It was a scary moment, but we overcame it with courage, and it's something we're very proud of.
And that's exactly why, Allie, that, you know, sports are kind of a microcosm of life. You want to teach your young players how to become men, and that trembling courage is what you have to face every day. And you know, he's proud of his team for making sure that they handled it the way they did.
Yeah, they owned it, talked about it, said it's part of their legacy. As Guy goes to the hole, you see Diakite back on the floor. So he left temporarily, actually asked to come out. Jack Salt came in briefly. Diakite, after that timeout, back in his normal rotation. Got Braxton Key, his first run here in the Sweet 16 game. And there is Pritchard. Some kind of body control he has to score at the strangest places.
I tell you what, to me, again, he's one of the most exciting players in the NCAA. And I'm sure by the end of the night, many of you will agree with me, because that kid has game.
He just finds a way. 3-year starter now in his junior year. Key gives it to Diakite. Key can't follow. Ripped out by King. That's Ehab Amin. Terrific bench player for Oregon. The transfer from Texas A&M Corpus Christi, playing in the NCAA tournament in the Sweet 16. Been an impact player for him.
Oh, yeah, and that's when you think, wait a minute, this team doesn't run. No, 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 not true. They just take their time to make sure they're judicious with their situation, and knowing that when we get a stop, we got to run.
Ehab Amin went for 12 points, had 6 rebounds and 3 steals against UC Irvine in the second round, part of that 19-point win. Oregon has had 3 consecutive blowout wins. Jerome, tough shot at the end of the clock. Looked like maybe Richardson got a hand on that. It's going to be a shot clock violation.
And that's the press of the Ducks. The press of the Ducks did that. But here, look at Pritchard get inside. He can finish. And you talk about that pace. Here's Amin. Says, no, we're not going to set it up this time. The best shot is a good shot. When I'm open, he gets a layup.
Well, he's a fantastic story. You just never know how things are going to play out. He is an Egyptian national. Went to prep school in Wisconsin, in Delafield, Wisconsin. Ended up at A&M Corpus Christi. As a turnover by King. They pulled the chair on the freshman.
Trying to use his length to bother Jerome. Jerome can shoot over the best of them. But right now, Diakite had a mismatch inside. They just missed him.
Ty Jerome shakes his man. Unable to hit the 3. Diakite with the offensive board. That's going to be a foul on Will Richardson of Oregon. 11:55 remaining in the first half. All tied at 7. Tracy Morgan and Tiffany Haddish are back in the TBS original series, The Last OG. Premieres Tuesday, 10:30, only on TBS. Take a look at the Wendy's tournament summary. Gonzaga takes down Florida State. Gonzaga moving on to the Elite 8, 3rd time in the last 5 years for Mark Few and the Zags. Purdue in a barn burner wins in overtime against Tennessee, 99-94. That was our first game here in Louisville. 193 points on the board. I don't think we're going to get there in this game, C-Web.
No, I don't think so. But I do believe that Pritchard will provide some excitement along with Jerome and others between these two great teams.
Lewis King on the bench. Saw him wincing a little bit during that last defensive possession. We'll keep an eye on him. We have no report from Virginia about Mamadi Diakite, why he asked out. He is back home. So we'll assume it is nothing at this point. Nothing to report from the Virginia sideline.
We talked so much about Virginia's D, and you mentioned it, B.A., that you cannot sleep on the Ducks defense. That time they went into a 3-2 kind of amoeba zone and triple teamed the post and got a steal. And that's what I mean about Pritchard, even though he did not knock down the shot. That you see those handles, but Virginia says, listen, he can be as exciting as he wants as long as he missed those, and we can get the ball back and go down court.
Well, he really makes it go. It's a huge threat. Peyton Pritchard, in his last 5 games, no fewer than 18 points. He's a great passer, but he is certainly looking to score, as is this guy, DeAndre Hunter. He has a sweet stroke. And Hunter knocks down his second field goal. He's got 5. His first 3 of the game. Ehab Amin gets it back to Pritchard. Hunter is on him. You watch Virginia. It's a thing of beauty how they switch, how they cover the gaps. Wooten, Walt, a travel. Kenny Wooten, the high flyer. Gonna have a tough time getting loose here tonight. This is what we saw during the timeout. Great job in the tape room trying to figure out what happened to Louis King, who rolled his ankle in the Pac-12 tournament. And he was sitting in the position where he was coming back on the floor during the timeout, and then Dana Altman made the change. So we'll stay on that one.
Full court press right now. And you like the trap. The Ducks have moved the trap up. Before it was about three-quarter court that time. The full court press. Look for them to switch plays each time down the court defensively.
Braxton Key almost turns it over. 15 on the shot clock. Pritchard in there with the deflection. Welcome all of those viewers from CBS, Texas Tech and Michigan at the half. Virginia and Oregon, the top seed, Tony Bennett's Cavaliers, surviving Gardner-Webb in round one. Then they beat Oklahoma in the second round, a 12-point win over the Sooners. That was in Columbia, South Carolina. Meanwhile, Oregon wins over Wisconsin and UC Irvine from San Jose. Here's Diakite, jump hook, no, and Pritchard lost it out of bounds.
If you're the 12th seeded Ducks, you really like the way that you've been playing so far. You want to execute by getting a couple of rebounds, and you hear that cheering right now. That's for Jay Huff. Huff is an exciting player. This guy can finish. He'll dunk on you. He'll also shoot the three, but right there, Amin said he'll also turn it over. Give me that rock.
And here's Amin trying to shoot it over the 7-1 Jay Huff. Certainly distracted that shot. Clark. And I think Amin touched that last. Yep, that'll be Virginia ball. We have Amin. He was all set to go to Nevada. And then all the stars of Nevada ended up staying at Nevada. And his scholarship was pulled back. So he was looking for a place to play. He finds a home with Dana Altman and the Oregon Ducks. And I don't think the Ducks are here without Ehab Amin's play down the stretch, in tournament play especially.
Think about all the Ducks that have gone through. I mean, you have Bol, who's maybe one of the best college players in the league, shooting over 50% from three, 7-footer that's just averaging 20 and 10. And so this has been a group effort by these Ducks, and they have to be proud of themselves for coming together.
Here's Hunter now, shot clock at 7. Huff kept it alive, but a foul. And it's going to stay on this side of the floor. Foul's going to belong to Peyton Pritchard.
Hunter grimacing a little bit. It looks like he had a funny step while driving to the hole on that play, going to the bench to get some intention and some instruction from his coach. But you have to be careful because Jerome came back in the game, so now he and Guy, along with Clark, are the ball handlers. And you know Jerome and Guy can get their shot.
Hunter, the top scorer, 15.2. Guy scores it at 15.1 per game in the regular season. And now Huff, or rather Jerome, kicks it. Kihei Clark finds Guy for 3. The quick release. Another one missed. Kyle Guy, the racking up. He's 0 for 3. Amin for 3. Got it. Rattles one home.
All because of the penetration of Pritchard. That time, Pritchard caught the eyes of the defenders, faked like he was going middle, and just whipped it over to the corner to a wide open Amin.
Amin is comfortable scoring the ball. Last year at A&M Corpus Christi, he averaged nearly 17 a game in the Southland Conference. Guy gives it up. Huff, good catch in traffic, and a foul on Oregon. The Ducks were looking for a travel.
That's the second one right there on King. You don't want that one. If you're a Ducks fan, Amin lets the crowd know that was a 3. My foot wasn't on the line in case you couldn't see it. That was good. But with King going out right now, his defensive presence is going to be missed. He was hounding Clark. He was hounding Jerome, hounding Guy. With his second foul, he has to go to the sideline.
Diakite back in. Hunter's rest is brief as Braxton Key and Jay Huff will sit. This is a game you watch these coaches and how they run their rotations. Matchup driven game. Poked away from behind by White. Diakite got it back, and it is Amin who comes away with it. Diakite all over his back. Amin almost knocked that one down. By the way, he shot 9 3-pointers in the regular season. He was 3 for 9. He just made one.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to need them tonight for his team, because you look at the size of Virginia. Virginia definitely the more physical team, out-rebounding the Ducks right now by 4, 13-9. But more importantly, Virginia has 5 offensive boards. That's why it's so important for the Ducks of Oregon to make sure they make the most of each possession. Their shot selection is part of their defense.
Amin was 4 for 4 from behind the arc in their win against UC Irvine. As we check in with Allie LaForce.
Brian White subbed in the game just moments ago for Oregon. Watch his left hand. He continues to clinch it. He had a left hand injury bothering him on the bench. They pressed around on it, massaged it out. He did not get taped up or receive any additional medical attention, but it's something that's still bothering him.
All right, thanks a lot, Allie. She's got her hands full tonight. There's a ton of injuries stacking up, and here's Amin again. Red hot from behind the arc. He's made 6 straight in the NCAA tournament from 3-point range. Averaged 3 a game during the regular year. A 31% 3-point shooter. Here's Hunter now for 3. Short.
Virginia has to be careful on the pick and roll play of Pritchard and Wooten. They will get you in a position where you have to be careful. Pritchard can shoot it, and Wooten can finish with the best of them with his jumping ability.
All white. Amin on the attack, and he's got Guy on his hip, and a foul on Kyle Guy. Timeout on the floor. 13-10. Oregon behind Ehab Amin in the lead. You can watch Masters live for exclusive video of Amen Corner 15 and 16 and featured groups. Watch live on the CBS Sports app, cbssports.com and masters.com. Take a look at the Marriott Bonvoy first half game summary. The 3 threes of the Oregon Ducks. Ehab Amin has hit 2 of those threes. Lewis King has the other. Lewis King on the bench with 2 fouls. Will Richardson, Ehab Amin, Peyton Pritchard runs the point. Kenny Wooten and Paul White on the floor for the Ducks. And here's Pritchard. He pulls it over Clark and drills the 3.
Why is that so big? Virginia is number 2 in the country when it comes to opponents' 3-point percentage. They hold the opponents to about 30%. Tonight, 4 for 7 for the Ducks. The Ducks don't see a hand in their face. They just see the goal. They're letting it fly.
It's a 10-0 run, make it 9-0, I beg your pardon. Virginia has missed 14 of their last 15 shots. Jerome posting up. Jerome gives it up. Here's Hunter for 3. And there's Pritchard with the rebound. Make it 15 of the last 16 are misses now for the Cavs. Pritchard on the take. Diakite pulls down the board.
The Ducks are giving Hunter that shot. What they're doing is double teaming, and then after they double, the man that goes to double, he stays with the play. And the other player comes back out. So they're saying we're going to give up the outside play, and Pritchard says don't give me anything, because if you give me an inch of space, I can knock down the 3 from the top of the key.
Peyton Pritchard averages 13 a game in the regular season, but he's been up over 18. Dana Altman said he has taken his game to another level, and it was already at a high level. Here's Clark wide open, and Kihei Clark drops a 3. Virginia desperately needing one to go in. They get a big one from their diminutive guard, Kihei Clark, the freshman. Richardson gives it up. Throw it down. Kenny Wooten spring loaded in the paint.
The second you start to think about Pritchard and try to stop him, as electric and exciting as he is with the ball in his hands, he's just that much more exciting as a passer. Such an unselfish player.
Clark passes it up. Now Clark on the take. Into the corner. Guy drives. Guy hangs. No. Gets his own. Puts a little spin on it.
2 great plays. How about the defensive play by Wooten, staying with his hands up, and then the nice finish right there on the other end.
Kyle Guy, back-to-back first-team All-ACC. Best 3-point percentage for a season in ACC history this year. They need him. Shot clock at 9. Amin with a long-range three. And into the hands of Clark. And he'll get the offense organized here for Virginia. Guy for three. Speaking of long range, he's missed 16 straight threes now in the NCAA tournament. The frustration just showing in his face.
The beautiful play by Richardson. The pass. The strong finish. I'm sure this is not going to be the last dunk of the night that you see from Wooten. There are athletes and there are super athletes. He's the latter.
Kenny Wooten, a sophomore. So you have Peyton Pritchard as the point guard at 6'2", and then the rest of the starting five, all 6'9". And that's been the change in the lineup. Francis Okoro was put into the starting lineup. And Oregon went 10-1 down the stretch with this starting five on the floor.
One adjustment right now that the Ducks can make is to slip the pick and roll. Right now, Virginia's playing out of habit, trapping the pick and roll. You may see an opening. Pritchard, he steps on the baseline, trying to penetrate.
Turnover number 5 for Dana Altman's Ducks.
They're back into their press, and this is a different press. This is a 1-2-2. They still moved this one up 94 feet, but the other was a 2-2-1. This time they want Clark to be the ball handler. They want to keep it out of Jerome Guy's hand.
Almost a steal by Will Richardson. Got to hurry it across. Just got it across with 1 second to spare. Kihei Clark gives it up. Jerome inside. Diakite is fouled and one. Patient in the paint. Mamadi Diakite.
The Ducks hoping for a travel on this play. Let's see. No, he kept his pivot foot down. The nice strong finish, and that's what you need Diakite to do. Just to play his role, hold down the paint, because if you don't wear Oregon Ducks down in the paint, you may not have a chance because they can score with the best of them.
Went for 14 against Oklahoma. Diakite started the second half in the round 1 game against Gardner-Webb, and then started the game against Oklahoma for Jack Salt. And he's back in the starting lineup tonight. He's been a difference maker. Richardson to the corner. And Paul White misses badly. Now Virginia can take the lead. Under 4 minutes to go in this first half. Lewis King checking Guy. And now Jerome, great pass. Diakite lost the handle. Gets it back. 8 on the shot clock. Lining up for 3. Jerome, and he rattles it home.
A broken play, and that's what's tough for both teams. If you have a great defensive play, you must seal it with a stop or a rebound. If not, it usually goes to a wide open player, and both of these teams have knockdown shooters.
11-2 run for Virginia. Wooten runs into a double team. Whose fans are up? Wooten on Diakite, tough shot. Had him out of his comfort zone.
You could tell Wooten wanted that shot even before he caught the ball, and that's where teams can get caught up playing hero ball. Both of these teams are motion-cutting teams. They share the ball. If unselfishness is not your calling card, you're going home tonight.
Jerome, so good with the ball. Now Hunter, little floater, no. Taps it to Clark. Another chance, great pass, no look, and the two-handed jam. Diakite. Beautiful basketball by Virginia, and it's a 10-0 run.
6 offensive rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds for Virginia, and 1 nice dunk.
Catch it, catch it, catch it. Oh, why they keep going to the middle. Give me one, give me one, give me one. Thank you. Step up, step up, step up. Might not get to 20 in the first half.
Virginia royalty is in the house. Ralph Sampson, the uncle of Braxton Key, who transferred from Alabama to Virginia. 3 consecutive #1 seeds for those Virginia teams in the early 80s. What a powerhouse. Ralph Sampson and Jeff Lamp, Ricky Stokes. Great to see Ralph Sampson in the building.
Wonder where all those experts are that criticized him back in the day for having skill. Wonder if they're still around to watch how the game has evolved. He was one of the front runners. Why big guys now can go out and shoot and show that we have skill, because he showed us that he could do it.
Paul White, shot clock at 7. Tough shot, and he drills it. Excellent in the mid-range. Paul White. Gives them nearly 11 a game. Had 8 points and 3 boards, couple of assists against UC Irvine.
Morgan that time made Virginia think it was a press. They backed off to half court, went into a man-to-man, and pressed again. Now they're in a zone. You got to love. They switched defenses 5 times in one possession.
And Kihei Clark left wide open, hits another one. Kihei Clark knows typically when he shows up, he is going to be open to hit shots. He doesn't take many, but when he does, he lines them up. Kihei Clark shot 33% from behind the arc. He's already hit 2 here today. Lewis King just rises up over Clark at 6'9".
Oh my, Virginia, they are on it when it comes to defensively. I mean, Diakite is getting out, hedging so hard that you can't see the big guys going to the hole, but it just doesn't matter because of the scoring.
Jerome, outstanding. That great handle that he has, put you on your heels. He can really shoot it too, Jerome. Pritchard lost a handle, turnover Oregon. 56.4 left. It'll be Virginia ball. They're up 6 in Louisville. Coming up, AT&T at the half. First half analysis and an update on Texas Tech and Michigan over on CBS. Plus the latest NCAA tournament news. All coming up on AT&T at the half. C. Webb, your Wolverines at the donut from behind the arc. They're 0 for 10 from behind the arc against Texas Tech. And down 11.
A lot of time to play. We've seen it. A lot of comebacks in this tournament so far, so a lot of time left.
And Jerome calls the timeout. With 56.4 to go, that'll give us a chance to take a break with him. Who delivered the Buick expectation-shattering performance of the day? Tune into Inside March Madness, presented by Buick, to find out. Louisville, Kentucky. We saw Purdue outlast Tennessee to advance to the Elite Eight. They will match up against the winner of this one, the top seed Virginia, the 12 seed Oregon. Under a minute to go in this first half. Virginia pushing. And now Jerome will get it organized. Virginia started 4 for 24. They missed 15 of 16 baskets. They've made 7 of their last 10, make it 7 of 11. And Oregon ball, 9 seconds separating the game clock and the shot clock. Peyton Pritchard has 5 points, has 3 boards and 3 assists already, but he has turned it over twice. Pritchard for 3, quick release, and it is wrestled down by Guy. Shot clock is off. Virginia can get the last one up here this first half.
How about Clark this evening being that floor leader, saying, I know you're going to make me shoot the ball and put the pressure on me. He's knocked down those shots, and now he's reset the defense.
Kihei Clark, bullet pass, Diakite, got it. As the clock expires, Malady Diakite on a beautiful lead by Kihei Clark. One of the toughest teams in the country to come back against. Virginia's won 60 straight games when they lead at the half. Longest active streak in Division I. It's been 2 years since they lost a game where they had a lead at the half. And let's check in with Tony Bennett. Allie LaForce is with him.
Coach, it took you a while to get going offensively. Why the slow start there?
They're like sizes. They switch everything, and it takes a while to get used to it. I thought our movement helped, and I thought we shot quick a couple times, but we got to keep holding our deal defensively.
When they're mixing up the pressure, mixing up the traps, what's key in attacking that?
Well, you got to get it in first, and then you got to attack, and then if it's not there, try to move them and get your side shots and be aggressive at touching the paint off the drive or the post feed.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks to Tony Bennett. Halftime here in Louisville. Don't forget, right now on CBS, Michigan, Texas Tech from Anaheim. That's the end of our first half. Virginia by 8. We'll send you to AT&T at the half. After these messages, you're watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship.
Coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament is sponsored by Google Cloud, the official cloud of the NCAA. Orange Vanilla Coke. Yeah, you heard that right. Infinity, empower the drive. And by Wendy's, the official hamburger of the NCAA.
A ticket to the Elite Eight on the line here as we take a look at our degree first half stats. And for Oregon, down 8 at the break. They saw Virginia get on a run. Virginia just 4 for their first 21, Chris Webber, but then they hit 8 of their last 12, and they take an 8-point lead going into the halftime break. And this is a team that once they have you in their clutches, usually they don't give it up.
Well, think about it. The best recipe to win is to have great defense and not to turn it over. This team only has 3 turnovers. They average 9 a game, second most or second fewest in the country. So the perfect recipe for them, but they settled down, got back into their game, and played their true identity.
Well, defense travels for the Virginia Cavaliers. You don't think? Check out Ralph Sampson. Got the ball. Oh,
yeah, give me that
turnover.
Check my resume, baby.
Don't sleep on Big Ralph. Virginia legend. Before we start this second half, let's check in with a third member of our team, Allie LaForce. What do you have, Allie?
Hey, Brian. Hey, Chris. I just spoke with Coach Altman. He said rebounds were the biggest thing. They gave up 7 offensive rebounds. That led to 6 second chance points. He also said we struggle to get shots up. We only got 21 shot attempts. We need more. I did ask him about Pritchard, if there's anything that they can do to free him up. He was 2 for 8 in the first half. He said, you know, we live and die by him lately, unfortunately. He thought he got some good looks, but the turnovers hurt him as well, needing more from Pritchard in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, I don't know what's up with the Coro. He usually plays a lot more than this. Only played just under 4 minutes tonight, and you need someone like him to set the screens. And also, he can help rebound inside. Oregon Ducks, 0 offensive rebound, being out-rebounded by 7. They need some help inside.
Same starting 5s on the floor, both teams. King, White, Wooten, Okoro, and Pritchard. Diakite, Clark, Guy, Jerome, and Hunter for the Virginia Cavaliers. Virginia scored just 10 points in the first 14 minutes of that first half. And then in the final 6, they scored 20. They lead by 8. Oregon opening possession of this second half. And King losing the handle, hounded by Guy. Pritchard splits that double team. Pritchard just hangs, almost walked with it. And it's Diakite who rips down the board.
Pritchard that time knew he had to get the ball up or he actually was going to travel because of the help defense outside the corner. 2
of the better defensive teams in the country, and especially for Oregon later in the year. They actually finished 22nd in the nation defensive rating, a defensive rating of 94.5. But they were even better than that number in their final 10 games. They've won 10 in a row, including the Pac-12 tournament title. Shot clock at 1. That was partially blocked, and a shot clock violation as Oregon puts the clamps down on the Cavaliers.
Great double team by King that time. Look for Oregon to get more aggressive in the post. They've been aggressive as far as defensively, but that time the double team came to switch, and then they had the man standing on the nail playing the zone.
Oregon has been a terrific second half team. You see their field goal percentage goes up to 49%, and they're going to need a big second half if they are going to advance. The 15 other teams in the Sweet 16 besides Oregon, all seeds 1 through 5. There's a good start. Paul White hits the 3 for the Ducks.
The only way to take pressure off of Pritchard is for someone else to score and grab the attention of the defense. Right now, the defense satisfied with shutting down Pritchard.
Each team with 5 made 3s. Oregon is 5 for 11 from behind the arc. Ehab Amin hit 2 3s in the first half. And White jumps the lane right into the hands of Pritchard. A turnover, Virginia. First turnover since the 10-minute mark of the first half. Right into the neck goes King. Offensive board of Coro. And a reset for Oregon.
Coro, the first offensive rebound for this Ducks team tonight. He's doing his job now. Hopefully he'll get some more time.
King looks like he's a little hobbled, not moving as fluidly as he has at times this year. Had an ankle injury in the Pac-12 tournament. Inside, Okoro working on Diakite. And Francis Okoro, the freshman from Nigeria, with his first made basket of the game.
Great job by Pritchard, passing up the shot that he had. Okoro demanding the ball inside the post and then rewarding his team for the trust in him.
Okoro was the key to Oregon's turnaround, according to Dana Altman. He was the one guy that was playing selfless basketball, selling out for his teammates. Kyle Guy finally hits a three. That is a headline right now if you're a Virginia fan. His first three in this building. Kyle Guy had missed 17 straight three-pointers in this NCAA tournament. Was 1 for 20 before that one goes through. And now look out. Could get hot. King on the take. Jerome clears it away.
Good box out by the smallest guy in the court, Clark.
Good pass. Sets up Hunter. Kihei Clark, another beautiful dish. He's got 5 assists in this game, and Hunter scores it at the rim with ease.
Though we're only 4 minutes into this half. Great job right there by Pritchard being aggressive. But right now is when Oregon needs to make a stand. Guy coming around on the curl, feet set, knocking it down, and you see Clark, the beautiful bounce pass inside. But Oregon right now needs to find a little bit of rhythm. You had White knocked down at 3, but you just don't want to get down to the plodding, methodical defense of Virginia. They can take you out of the lane.
You give Pritchard a lot of credit. He's got a great feel for the game. Immediately went on the attack, and now he draws the foul. Kihei Clark got caught on his heels, and that ripped through by Pritchard. Clark commits the foul.
Beautiful crossover right there. If he didn't go, Clark may have fell on that play.
And Tony Bennett's going to counter. He's going to go big here. So Salt enters for Diakite. Going to go with a bigger lineup as Braxton Key is on the floor for Kihei Clark. Salt's been a starter last 3 years of his Virginia career, mostly a starter this year until the last couple of weeks, actually in this tournament. Pritchard, bullet pass. Here's White. He's got Key all over him. White rises up quickly, and that quick release earned him 2 more. He's a nice player. Paul White transferred from Georgetown out of Chicago's Whitney Young High School, the senior.
2-3 zone for the Ducks now. They need to make sure to keep an eye on a guy who's just running the baseline, sneaking behind the defense, looking for a shot.
Got a mismatch here with Okoro on Jerome. Jerome behind the back. Well, he has an excellent handle. Got stuck in the corner, though. Guy got to put one up, and a prayer almost went in. Wooten pulls down the board. Oregon with a chance here. They're down 6. Pritchard, crossover. Pritchard in, hangs, and it's blocked. Oh, foul. Yeah, Virginia thought it was clean, maybe on the hand. Paul White scores it at the rim as the Ducks are fighting their way back. Runs are up as the Texas Tech Red Raiders on a roll right now against the Wolverines. Michigan staring at some history there, history they don't want. One of their lowest scoring efforts in the history of Michigan basketball in the NCAA tournament. Here on TBS, it is Virginia and Oregon for a trip to the Elite 8 to match up with Purdue. Purdue beat Tennessee in a thriller in our first game here in Louisville. Purdue had an 18-point lead in the second half of that game. Tennessee fought their way back. It was a 99-94 win. They put 193 points on the board in our first game. Pressure is on. Virginia breaks it. And Kihei Clark back on the floor. Got ball handlers everywhere. And now Guy, in and out it goes. He just made his first 3. He have a mean, going to take it all the way. Look at this. And he hangs. Diakite blocks it. And what's the call here? It's going to be out of bounds on Diakite. I mean, he's just taking on the whole Virginia squad right here.
We've seen that, I mean, when it's a turnover or a rebound, that he can push the ball. It goes out of bounds, as you see there. But right now, Oregon with a little more sense of urgency and energy.
Last touch by Jerome. Okoro, and denied by Diakite. Oregon's got it back. 14 on the shot clock. Into the corner. And there it is again. The Great White. Swimming in the water. Paul White, it's another three.
And even though Okoro got his shot blocked, he's the only one right now for the Ducks going inside. And so a broken play, what happens at 3 in the quarter, Okoro giving some energy to his team. 3 offensive rebounds now for as a team.
10 points for White. 7-0 Oregon run. They are within a point. White's hit 2 threes. Now Guy. And a bad pass deflected. He was looking for Diakite. Pritchard able to keep the dribble. Now Ehab Amin for 3. Back iron. Kyle Guy. Get it up to Kihei Clark.
Diakite set some nice screens down there on the post to get his guys open.
DeAndre Hunter. No, Diakite wrestles it away. No, held ball. It's a quick whistle. And now Amin and Diakite. Now a technical is called. I think Ehab Amin flopped big time, and Diakite got hit with a tee.
But let's just say this, that was a smart flop by Amin. That's why your coach tells you to keep your emotion. Look what Guy is saying right now. What do you win with this play? You don't win with toughness in this play. You know who wins? The guy that flops. And hey, I don't mind that. If you are going to get that emotional and do that, and if my flopping can attract a foul, it's anything for the team. And actually, you can't go head-to-head with the guy. That might have been technical without the flop anyway.
The flop.
Definitely.
Yeah, you put your forehead to another man's forehead. And Diakite hit with a technical.
It seems like a little bit of this started a little ago as you see Pritchard getting on his guys in the huddle. When Pritchard went to the hole, he kind of got into it with Guy and Jerome on the other team, and it looks like that may have been the catalyst for a little bit more extracurricular energy going on.
We have Gene Steratore with us. What'd you see there, Gene?
It's a definite technical foul, and I agree with what you're saying, and I think Brian O'Connell does a great job of coming in. It looks like he's taking a soccer flop there and going down pretty quick, but the head-to-head contact and that's just squaring up like that. You've got to keep that out of the game. This game is a tight game, and it's going to get more intense, and they come in and do the right thing, guys.
Yeah, and as a player, you can't get upset when a referee does his or her job, except you want to just keep the emotion down. And I wonder how this is going to affect Diakite going on, because now you're going to want to block shots, you're going to want to do other things, and you're susceptible to the pump fake and other moves.
So what we're hearing from the scores table is that this is going to be a double technical with Diakite and Ehab Amin. I just want to bring Gene back in one more time here on the double tech. What are your thoughts about this call here? We just got that report from the scores table, Gene.
You know, at times when players do square like that, and if there was anything said by the Oregon player as well, they will go double technical foul, and we'll see what Lamar Simpson is saying.
Unsporting on both players, Gene, is what he just said.
He's going unsporting both ways, and at this point now, guys, it's a message sender. You would hope that the coaches now gather their players, let them know. Officials won't call things tighter, but you dead ball officiate. You work off of the ball if you're an official right now, and you get the game back into a rhythm and let the flow of the game then take over again and hope that these things just disappear.
All right, that's great stuff, Gene. Love his perspective on this. And these officials are trying to navigate their way through this game, and there's intensity. It's heated. It's a double tech. Kyle Guy was first to Diakite. He says, I'm okay.
Yeah, he's calming his big fella down, but again, Pritchard is the one that got this started. When he got fouled and went to the hole, he let Jerome and Guy know that he's going to be here all night. As a teammate, when you see your best player go through it, you know he's going to wake up. Oh, he hasn't been playing the way he would like so far. 2 for 9, 7 points, 1 for 4 for 3. I can kind of guarantee that's going to change with the type of player he is and how he wants to make sure his presence is felt tonight.
Essentially works like a held ball. Virginia had the possession arrow, and Jerome rattles in and out. There's Clark with the offensive board. Smallest guy on the floor. It's a bouncing rebound.
9 offensive boards for Virginia tonight. It's going to be the bane of the existence of the Ducks if they don't do something about it.
Jerome peels it out. And now Clark with 11 on the shot clock. He's got a mean on him. Jerome gives it up. Clark for 3. Now there's Wooten with the rebound.
What help defense that time. I mean, the defense on both ends tonight, so impressive. That time helping and recovering, getting back out to the shooter.
Peyton Pritchard running the show here for Oregon. Finds Amin. Pass fake and in and out. Boy, he thought he had it lined up. Oregon just can't get over the hump with Virginia. They're still down a point. Virginia ball. 12 and a half to go in regulation. Winner to the Elite Eight to match up against Purdue in the South Regional Final.
You're Oregon, the highest seed left, the 12th seed. You don't have any fans that could make the trip out here. You should be happy, but you can't let the shots from the corner keep going. Yesterday, the coach told this team about rotating, getting back off the double team, getting a hand in the corner's face. That time, miscommunication by the dean.
Kyle Guy, historically good from behind the arc in his career. 43% career three-point shooter. That's an offensive foul. And Amin's got to look out here.
I don't know what Amin is upset about. Anytime you spin and you extend your arm, it's going to be it. And White just looks at Amin and says, I was open. Look around. And this is what I mean about the energy of a player. You thought maybe it would happen to Diakite, but he doesn't have the ball in his hands like that. Amin, right now, with the help, and as you see, look at that. White, he comes over to help. The rotation, though, should have came from the top, and Pritchard, and just miscommunication by the Ducks.
All right, Amin, who hit a couple of big threes in the first half. You had that technical foul. He's got 3 fouls now, and look at Kihei Clark. Oh, what a floater. With the shot blockers crashing in on him. Kihei Clark, all of 5'9", able to get one high. Virginia up 6. Oregon with Pritchard to the rack. So strong, and they set a wall for him inside.
Pritchard goes right at the shot blockers. That's what I love about him. He has so much confidence in his finishes, and a lot of times shorter players don't when they go in amongst the trees.
Got the freshman Will Richardson on the floor. Here's Jerome. And going up top, no, Diakite. Well, I think the pass was there, but it hit the rim. And Diakite couldn't get launched.
Oregon also switched back into their man-to-man defense in the midst of a zone, and so they thought the passing lane was there. Just wasn't.
That'll go as the 5th steal for the Ducks. And the 6th turnover for Virginia. And it is Lewis King who drills the 3, and it's back to a 1-point game. The McDonald's All-American, Lewis King.
I may have gotten away with a little bit of a travel there.
Jerome. Little pull-up. Diakite keeps it alive. Lost the handle. It'll stay in the possession of Virginia. Timeout on the floor. How about this little tasty floater?
You can't jump higher than that ball. The shortest man on the court with the Rainmaker.
Hey, show your love for your favorite NCAA team with officially licensed fan gear. For the best selection of team apparel and accessories, head to ncaa.com/shop. The Sweet 16 continues tomorrow. Doubleheaders on CBS and TBS. It all starts with the Infinity NCAA tip-off show, 6 p.m. on TBS. LSU and Michigan State will get us started. The Auburn Tigers, Bruce Pearl, red hot team out of the SEC. Here in Louisville, we have Oregon and Virginia. Virginia, the top seed, up a point on the Ducks. Kihei Clark on the floor with Kyle Guy. Diakite at the starting 5 on the floor for the Hoos. And here is Guy, and Guy comes up short. He's hit a couple of threes this half.
Just feels like Virginia should be up 10 or 12 points in this game. And if you're an Oregon Duck, you just want to say, stay patient, play our game. The levies will come down soon.
White missed the 3. Let's see. That's going to belong to Oregon. Last touch by Virginia. Check in with Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, Coach Altman was fired up in that last huddle, really emphasizing the rebounds. They're still at a 10-3 disadvantage on the offensive glass. He also said this is a 1-point game. Keep it going. Get after the ball. Be the more aggressive team.
Oh, Diakite pins one on the backboard. Good stuff, Allie. Thank you. Keep your eye on Lewis King. He is really hobbled. That left leg is giving him trouble. Number 2 in green down here on the left of your screen. They're terrific freshmen. A lot more motion with Virginia, a lot more free flow in their offense this year. Going up top, up there to meet him is Kenny Wooten. Tough to get a lob over Kenny Wooten. Wooten running the floor. Pritchard gives it up to White, and a pull-up three. No. Look at Wooten. Back tap it, and a new 30 for Oregon. Wooten's been pretty quiet.
Yeah, he has, but he needs to go off the pick and roll. They've gotten away from that with him screening, but they should be happy with how they're attacking Richardson, getting a foul right there on Hunter, attacking, but here comes the help, and if he would have known, he could have thrown the oop to Wooten there, but dear Keite pinning it against the backboard.
So that's the third foul on DeAndre Hunter. That is foul number 5 for Virginia. Oregon just 2 fouls in this second half.
I like how they're getting Pritchard into the pick and roll. Now he can become a playmaker, and he just doesn't have the dribble.
Shot clock at 2, and here is King. King buries a 3 just as the timer was expiring. Beware of the weary. 8-0 run for Oregon. Here's Guy trying to snuff it out. No, flying high King. I mean, he went from limping to being the most bouncy player on the floor in the last couple of possessions.
That's what seeing that ball in can do for you. And I'll tell you what, the risk reward for Oregon with their trapping. They know they're going to give up a 3 somewhere sometimes, but man, good job.
And an offensive foul. Richardson drops the shoulder. Guy sold it, and it's going the other way. Lewis King buries the triple and gives Oregon the lead. Coming soon to TNT. See why critics rave that Claws is one of the best shows on TV. Don't miss the new season of Claws on TNT as we take a look at our Reese's second half game summary. Virginia had an 8-point lead to start the half. Oregon went on a mini run to get it to 1. Virginia added to their lead, but now Oregon on an 8-0 run. And they have a 2-point lead. Welcome all of you coming over from CBS. Texas Tech, the Red Raiders from Lubbock, Texas, moving on to their second consecutive Elite 8. Michigan just 44 points here tonight, their lowest ever in an NCAA tournament game. 63-44 win for Texas Tech. This is Oregon and Virginia. The winner will match up against Purdue in the Elite 8 from Louisville on Saturday.
Wow, look at the pressure Pritchard is putting on. I'm telling you, they started to go at it the last couple of plays, and bang! Jerome says, yeah, you can check me all you want. I can still knock down the shot. Somebody has to come back and get the ball.
He's got one of the best handles in the country in Ty Jerome. He is tough to rattle. Will Richardson gets it back to the point guard. Peyton Pritchard has 9 in this game. He's 3 for 10 from the field. He has hit 1 3. He's got 5 boards, 4 assists. Pritchard is the man who makes it go for the Oregon Ducks. A team that has won 10 straight. Long 3. And it's Diakite with the board. Virginia can take the lead.
Pritchard needs the help of another facilitator. There's not another facilitator out there for the Oregon Ducks. It's unfortunate for him. He has to do everything and usually whip the ball to get other guys involved. He needs someone to make a play and get him one of the shots in his comfort zone.
Constant motion, this offensive set. Here's Hunter in the corner and misses badly. It is Pritchard with the rebound. Pritchard always knows when to push. Just as Virginia went up 8, he went on the attack. Got a foul. Lewis King just hit a 3 that gave Oregon the lead.
The difference between standing around and spacing. Oregon standing around now. They need to get some movement.
Here's Pritchard down. 4 on the shot clock. Well, he's got Kihei Clark right on it. What defense? And that's going to be last touch by Wooten. I mean, a defensive gem by Kihei Clark going mano-a-mano with Pritchard. Coke is introducing delicious orange vanilla Coke and orange vanilla Coke Zero Sugar.
I think Virginia doesn't want this. I mean, they've only gone 7, and once Salt and Huff came back in, they're just sticking with their same 5 and 6, both benches. have shortened their rotation, trusting their main guys.
Guy running into traffic, and a travel. Guy was looking for a block. He runs right into Paul White and walks with the basketball, and Virginia turns it over. That's their 8th giveaway of the game. It's their 5th in the second half.
He's looking for a block, and White is looking for a charge, because it definitely could have been one. It's a turnover either way it goes. And who would have thought 6 minutes left in this game, tied at 42. Most people didn't give the Ducks a chance. They're making the best of it.
They have been the hot team once they got their pieces back and healthy. Here is Clark. Oh, he hits another one. Lewis King buries another 3 for Oregon.
And again, this is without their whole team. Bol is sitting on the sideline, and he's one of the best players in the country right now. The team in green doing it with all heart.
Jerome with Pritchard on him. And here's Kihei Clark. And an answer 3 from the freshman.
Just saw the bench and the coaches, assistant coaches on Oregon look at each other like, hey, that's what we're going to give up. And wow, Kihei Clark making the best of it.
Lewis King has scored the last 9 for the Ducks. Got the ball in his hands here with Jerome on him. That's 6'9", going to work. And Jerome just in his pocket. A turnover for Oregon.
And this Wooten on the roll. Wooten was wide open after the pick and roll. He hasn't been rolling hard, so the team didn't look for him on that play. He may want to slip later.
Tony Bennett wants a timeout. The Virginia head coach with Virginia in possession. Timeout on the floor. We're all tied at 45 in Louisville.
Want more NCAA tournament info? Hey Siri, show me the Sweet 16 schedule.
Back in Louisville, and the parents of the head coach at Virginia, Tony Bennett, the great Dick Bennett, took a Wisconsin team to the Final Four nearly 20 years ago. 7 NCAA tournaments, over 300 wins, and his son is one of the great coaches in the country. 10 years at Virginia, Tony Bennett, 250 career wins. Virginia has the ball, 19 on the shot clock. The starting 5 on the floor for Virginia. They have had 2 minutes from their bench in this second half. Pritchard right with Jerome. Shot clock at 5. Jerome just backing him in. Kicks it. Here's Hunter. Had it blocked. Wooten got up there and got a hand on it.
All night, the Ducks have decided to give him that shot from the top of the key. 1 for 6 from three-pointer. From the three-point line, the Ducks are happy, not only with their play, but with their strategy.
We approach the 4-minute mark. Pritchard now with the ball in his hands. Oh, and they jump him quickly into the hands of Richardson. Got to go. Shot clock at 3, and it's swatted by Jerome. What hands? Great defense. DeAndre Hunter gets it back into the point guard's hands.
Moving into a double fist. What that means is man-to-man, switching everything. Now, they could change it, but right now, that's what they're in.
First to 55 wins. Here's Jerome. And a 3 is good. Ty Jerome, a 40% three-point shooter this year, buries a big one for Virginia. The Hoos are back on top. 3:26 left. Timeout on the floor. And now AT&T takes us above the rim. One of the best plays of the night. Mamadi Diakite in denial mode.
Holding the paint down, big fella.
Mamadi back in that starting lineup. There's the reset. It's a 3-point game. 2 timeouts remaining apiece. 3:26 left in this one in regulation. Had an overtime game to start our night. Purdue beating Tennessee. The Boilers await the winner of this one.
Just missed the Wooten. That was the play out of the timeout. Trying to get him the ball inside to finish and put someone in foul trouble.
Lewis King on the jump hook, rattles in and out, and Diakite clears it away. Virginia can add to their lead. Under 3 minutes we go in regulation. DeAndre Hunter. Nope. And Ehab Amin with a little back tap. And now Pritchard on the move.
Bad shot by Hunter right there. You could tell that he wanted to get his shot before the play even started.
Here's King. Long three is up. In and out. And Hunter wrestles down the board. Strong rebound.
Coach Altman begging his team just to stick with it. They got 2 good shots the last 2 possessions. They just went in and out.
And here's Jerome. No. Hunter kept it alive. Oh, nice save. Paul White right in the hands of Wooten. Pritchard pushes. And Jerome meets him, fouls him with 2:10 remaining. Both teams have a ton of fouls to give here.
Ooh, that toe is on the line. It's so hard to see. And, well, it looked like he came down as well before he passed the ball. But, again, that's super slow-mo.
Under 2 minutes, they could review that one. Virginia now with 6 fouls. Next one's going to put Oregon on the line.
It's Pritchard time.
Pritchard for the tie. Wow, almost missed everything. Front iron.
Let's see if White starts to take some of that responsibility. He can knock down those threes as well. He's 2 for 5 tonight from the 3-point line. But King, 4 for 6. Need to give him a good look.
The number 2 overall seed in this tournament. The top-seeded Virginia Cavaliers. Duke number 1 overall. Virginia gets the South region. And they have a 3-point lead. And Jerome on the take. No. Wooten. And it's into the hands of Pritchard in transition. Virginia gets back. Here's King for the tie. Oh, air ball.
Rushing it. They didn't have to rush it. They could have passed up to Amin and got a quick 2. And that's what they have to remember now. If they get a stop, you're only down 3. Plenty of time left. You don't have to take the 3-pointer.
Boy, it feels like the way Virginia plays defense, 1 basket would seal it as we go under a minute. Oregon only 3 team fouls. They still have 4 fouls to give here. And here is Clark and the 3. No, Jerome offensive board. Guy wisely pulls it back. Works that clock. And a foul. It's only the 4th team foul for Oregon. Did King get fouled by Kyle Guy? I don't think so. Maybe afterwards. But it already left his hand and he came up empty.
Tell you what, though, anytime you touch that elbow, it does have an effect. He was looking for the foul, and right here, though.
And Amin fouls Clark. That's his 5th foul, so Ehab Amin is out. Remember, he picked up a technical. It was a double T in this second half. Amin and Diakite.
Tough call right there. It's just the frustration of all the hard work you put in, all the hours in the gym, all the sprints, all the time on the track. This is a game of emotion, and I would never want to have a teammate that didn't have emotion out here. You got to have some passion to keep it going. But right now, the passion should be directed at your teammates, encouraging them to keep it going because they can still win it for you.
Ehab Amin on the bench, hoping his collegiate career is not coming to an end. He scored 8 points in the first half. There has not been a single point scored by a bench player in this second half for either team. Will Richardson, the freshman, on the floor now for Ehab. Clark as the clock ticks. Kihei Clark. Now into the hands of Jerome. That's who they wanted. Guy got great ball handlers out here. Inside, Hunter, wide open. 2-possession game. Oregon's got to go. Shot clock is off. Pritchard trying to get loose. Hunter right with him, step for step. Pritchard runs into traffic, but he's fouled. And that's going to send Oregon to the line. The 7th foul and the 4th foul on DeAndre Hunter. So a 1-and-1 for Peyton Pritchard.
This is what happens on the track, especially when you're in a little bit of frantic mode. Hard to communicate, and he's been doing that a long time, cheering for his team since his playing days there. And if you're Virginia, if you're getting the ball in and Pritchard makes the second one, you're going to be trapped as soon as the ball comes in, and there's going to be a rotation. all of the press is going to be around the three-point line. You have to make sure you don't catch it in the corner. And number two, you have not let to get it to him.
Knocks them both down. Big free throws. One possession game. Diakite would be the target if he gets his hands on it. Worst free throw shooter. And into the hands of Hunter. They get it inbounds and to the free throw line. Or no, they had one more to give here. I beg your pardon. So now the 6th foul for Dana Altman. The lack of fouling actually cost him some time here.
You don't want to foul right away. Go for the steal first. Maybe you can get an offensive foul with an offensive player trying to get some space. You can wait 2 or 3 ticks before you foul.
Well, they trap instead, and a foul.
Oh, that looked like...
By the way, possession arrow belonged to Oregon, but it is a foul on Kenny Wooten. It'll send Hunter to the line. It was close.
That's why you want to wait on that play. Sometimes the offense will fall asleep a little bit thinking that you're going to foul them right away. That time, Pritchard and Wooten just couldn't get their hands on the rock.
It's only the 2nd Virginia free throw of the night. Diakite made one in the first half, and Hunter calmly buries the free throw. And Dick Bennett back in his coaching days. No fouls.
Let him know, Coach. Let him know.
2 possession game now. Big free throws for DeAndre Hunter. Pritchard's got to go fast. Clock ticks down to 10, 9 to 7. King for 3. No. And the ball in the hands of King. Again, a foul with 1.1 left. And they're going to come up short. Oregon, a team that has not lost a game since February 23rd, is about to be knocked out of the NCAA tournament by the Virginia Cavaliers.
Think about all this Duck team has gone through inconsistency. Your best player is on the bench, injured, and still you show the courage and the heart.
And there he is, Bol Bol. He played just 9 games this year. They had injuries to Lewis King. He missed 7. Kenny Wooten had a fractured jaw. This team rallied, won the Pac-12 tournament just to get in. And it's going to come up short here at the Sweet 16. Timeout. 3-point game. And Virginia, all they have to do, get it inbounds. Sooners were done here. Ernie Johnson, Seth Davis, Brendan Haywood, Candace Parker, and Notre Dame head coach Mike Brey with the highlights and analysis on Inside March Madness presented by Buick, only on TBS. It's coming up next. 1.1 left. Virginia in possession. It'll be Jerome to put it in. And they don't guard the inbounder. And Clark's got it. Clock ticks. There's the foul with half a second remaining. Peyton Pritchard. Rehab Amin knows his career is close to the end here.
Tell you what, this wasn't a pretty game, but this sure was a competitive game. And if you love basketball, you love the emotion. You love the heart. You love how guys lay it all on the floor. Clark seals the deal. 0.5 left, but neither team should be ashamed of their effort, even though it hurts to lose.
Kihei Clark, and that will do it. The Virginia Cavaliers are moving on to the Elite Eight. A gritty performance by both. 53-49 the final. Virginia advancing to their 7th Elite Eight, the 2nd under Tony Bennett. And a matchup with the Purdue Boilermakers on Saturday night. The end of the line for the Oregon Ducks. The 12 seed, a 25-13 year, 10 in a row before this loss here tonight. And a season that was on the brink ends at the Sweet 16. Virginia They're trying to write a new story. The top seed last year taken out by a 16 seed for the first time in NCAA tournament history. And Tony Bennett said, we're trying to become the first to do that, turn it into a national championship. That's the matchup for the Elite Eight as we send it over to Allie LaForce.
Coach, how about the poise your team showed down the stretch, especially with the freshman point guard?
Well, Kie did a heck of a job. Ty did. It wasn't a masterpiece, but as the saying goes, survive and advance, and we survived. And that's a tricky defense for sure.
It really is. You're used to getting 17 points a game from your bench, but they only played 2 minutes in the second half. You didn't get a single point from them. How about the strength of your starters throughout the course of this game?
Well, we guarded hard enough, made enough plays. You know, again, we're going to have to clean it up the way Purdue played, but very thankful, and we're advancing.
Congrats on the win, Coach. Ty, get over here. What a game. Slow start offensively. You guys made adjustments. What was tricky about that Oregon defense that took some time to get used to?
They have so much length, and they do such a great job of communicating, switching. They're such a great defensive team, so they took us out of our rhythm, so credit to them. And Kie hit some big shots. Kyle and DeAndre, they weren't hitting, but they stayed in the game, and everyone just came up big.
What was it like not having your bench really contribute to this game? I mean, it was the starters through and through.
It was tough. You know, everyone played a lot of minutes. It was a dogfight. It was an ugly game, but survive in advance.
What's the next move as you prepare now to face this Purdue basketball team?
Try to go to sleep, and then just get ready. Watch a ton of film on them tomorrow. And it's going to be a good game.
Good luck going to sleep after that one. Congratulations, Brian.
How about 32 wins for the Virginia Cavaliers? That is a school record. Their lowest field goal percentage in tourney history in a victory, but they're moving on. The Cavs against the Purdue Boilermakers, the Elite Eight. Ticket to the Final Four Saturday night here in Louisville. For Chris Webber and Allie LaForce, Scott Cockrell, Andrew Greathouse in the truck. I'm Brian Anderson saying so long from Louisville. Thanks to our great crew. Coming up on TBS, Inside March Madness, presented by Buick. The Virginia Cavaliers moving on to the Elite Eight.